Before we get into the video, if I sound a little bit weird, it's because I'm a little bit sick right now. I think I have a little bit of a strained voice right now, or strained throat, so just to get that out of the way. Today, we're going to talk about Kevin Porter Jr., because I think after the media day, I think we're definitely going to have a really great season here from Kevin Porter Jr., and today we're going to talk about why he's going to have a great year and what he's going to be looking like next season. So what's up? My name is Rockets Empire. If you like what you see, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. And let's just get right into it. So I'm looking at his season stats from last season. He averaged around 16 points per game, around 4 rebounds, and around 6 assists on around 42% from the field and around 38% from the three. So I've been reading some articles here and there, and it's looking like KPJ might be playing off ball this season because, looking at last season, pretty much he was having an on and off year. To begin the season, he was pretty horrible. Going down, after the All-Star break, he started dropping around like 20-10 games and really started finding his rhythm there. So I think it's better for him and better for the offense that he plays a little bit more off ball because, it gives opportunities to Jalen Green to really just thrive on ball. At the same time, KPJ is a good catch and shoot 3-point shooter. We saw that last season. I think he led the league in, the highest 3-point percentage for catch and shoot. So that's great to see right there. But also, KPJ is still fairly young. He's around 22 years old and he's in his 4th year, which is pretty crazy to say in itself. I think KPJ, he still has a lot of potential, and with a lot of Rockets fans having pretty much split, I would say, opinions on him, I definitely am very patient with KPJ. He's one of my favorite players on the Rockets. I think it's a matter of him, forgetting the past, because obviously he had a lot of things in the past that definitely would not make him mature, but he's definitely trying to move on from them. And as of right now, he's definitely putting in the work. That's great to see. He's putting in the work. We've seen a lot of KPJ workout videos with, I think it was Chris Brickley or his trainer, I can't remember who. It might have been Chris Brickley, but regardless, he's been putting in the work this offseason, and I think he's going to be slated to have an MIP caliber season. I think obviously last season, majority of the people had him being an MIP caliber player, and it didn't happen, obviously, for reasons. Before the All-Star break, he was pretty bad, but now he's putting in the work. We have a better roster around KPJ and Jalen Green. I think he's going to thrive, especially with Alperen Şengün getting some starter minutes. I think he's definitely going to have a better season. So going into next season, I'm definitely having him more off ball, but a guy that's still going to be initiating the offense. And it makes sense because he's really our only primary point guard. If we look at other guys on the team, Jalen Green's more of a 2, Eric Gordon is more of a 3 and a 2. Jabari Smith obviously being a forward, Şengün being a center forward. Looking off the bench, we don't really have guys that can run the offense. Trey Burke, but he's more of a vet and won't really have some minutes. And we have guys like, Boban. We got, obviously, from the Dallas Mavericks. We got Josh Christopher, Daishen Nix, guys like those, they really do need to have their chance, but also need to develop a little bit more. We also have Ty Washington, but I feel like he's more of a guy that's going to be in the G League. Same thing with Jae'sean. I don't know. We have a lot of guys on the roster. I think KPJ, he's definitely going to build a chemistry with him. He already built chemistry with Jalen Green. Those guys are obviously pretty much best friends, but on the court, he's going to have more of off-ball duties, but I think it's going to be great for him. Like I said, good catch and shoot 3-point shooter. I don't know. If KPJ can get to around 16 and 7, I actually would be pretty happy with that. 16 points and 7 assists, maybe around 5 rebounds. Obviously, his field goal percentages, 42%, isn't even that bad. 38% from the 3 is also really good. I would like to get him to at least maybe like a 44% from the field. And, if he can keep that consistent 38% from the 3, I definitely would not be mad about it. Now, obviously, some of his downsides, his turnover ratio and his free throw percentages are very low. Looking at his turnover ratio, he averaged around 3 turnovers per game, which is his 2nd highest in the season. Looking at last season, he averaged around 3.5 turnovers, and before that, 2 turnovers. So, obviously, being the primary point guard, he's going to have a lot of turnovers, but I definitely would like him to get to around maybe 2 turnovers per game, which is still a lot, but definitely lower than 3. So, and looking at his free throw percentages, this is definitely his lowest year in terms of free throw percentages. Last year he shot around 73% from the free throw. This year shot around 64%. He's never been known to be a good free throw shooter, but pretty easy to fix if you get into the gym a lot. So hopefully we can see that from KPJ. And honestly, I think KPJ is going to be And honestly, I think KPJ is going to be slated to have a pretty great year next year. I mean, honestly, he's still fairly young. I think the Rockets should give him an extension. I think Raphael Stone definitely likes this guy. And I think KPJ definitely likes to stay here in Houston. So let me guys know what you guys think about Kevin Porter Jr. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be here for a long time. I mean, unless we get someone that's better than him, or, you know, he doesn't perform as well as we think he's going to perform. So I think KPJ, he's going to be in a good spot. I like KPJ. Honestly, hopefully he's here for the long run. And I'm out. So that's the video. My name is Rockets Empire. I'm out. Peace.